Welcome, my friend, to Defining Moments Vlog, episode 21. This is Jennifer Packham. If you've ever had a defining moment that shattered you, leaving you to piece together meaning from chaos, redefining everything, these vlogs are for you. In them, I share my raw journal excerpts from my life-altering defining moments and the wisdom I've gained from them. I hope they bring you renewed possibilities, clarity, and faith in your toughest moment. About 3 days after my mom had her open heart surgery, she had a stroke. It left her affected on her left side of her body, causing a diminished feeling and inability to tell her left side what to do. Her eyesight in her left eye was diminished as well. She was in rehab quite a while, and I would visit her whenever I could. She was never the same after that. She was forever changed and different because of her stroke. I'm so grateful for the time I had with her and her selflessness toward her kids, and especially me. I wish I had not known to take her for granted and to express my love more often while I had the chance. One regret I have is wishing I had written down all of the little things that she knew how to do. Christmas candy, canning, sewing, fruit leather, endless recipes, and so many more things I'm sure I don't even remember. I wish I had a recording of her voice and her singing. I miss those so much. I don't have anything like that. I wish I had taken more pictures of her and I. I wish I had taken the opportunity to spend more time with her. Just her and I. I'm so grateful for my children. They made my life worthwhile at that time, and they still do. I believe God knew what He was doing when He sent them to me, for only heaven knows where I would have ended up without them. It was so disheartening to watch her walk. She looked so handicapped and slow. I had never seen her like that. It was very difficult going to the hospital to visit my mom in rehab. You can imagine the PTSD I felt. One night, after having been there quite late, my husband asked, "How are you doing? Are you handling this okay?" I was in complete shock. He'd never asked me anything like that before, not after his accident. He feels he is right and there is no room for deviation or anyone else's opinion. Head injuries are concrete in their thinking, I reminded myself. Sometimes I feel like he is a solid 100-inch thick steel where there is simply no way to get through. So talking makes me feel tired from hitting that steel wall over and over. My mom finally came home, but still had therapists come to her home to take care of her. On March 17th, I wrote, my cousin's baby shower, her first time anywhere after her surgery. At one point, she was talking to my cousin. She leaned forward and obviously was about to pass out, so everyone helped her to the ground. I immediately left the room to call 911. I just knew, and I didn't want to see her that way. I never wanted to see anyone that way again, colorless and blue. I couldn't look. There was a nurse there, and she started doing CPR, but she couldn't get her heart to keep beating. The whole thing was so surreal. I knew I wanted to be with her and comfort her, but somehow I also knew she wasn't there. When I finally was allowed to see her at the hospital later, she was puffy and bluish. She looked just awful. They said she probably went for close to an hour without a regular heartbeat or blood pressure. Thus, brain damage was most likely. She received a blessing, and later we left the hospital around 2 a.m., my dad and I. I tried to sleep with the moon shining in my face through my bedroom window. My head hurt so badly. Her strong heart was damaged. The nurse said all the swelling from the trauma made her blood pressure go down. CPR causes fluid to get into the lungs easily, and it burns the lungs, causing infection and fever. Her temperature was around 104. They gave her drugs to keep her blood pressure up, but they can only keep them at a delicate balance so that the heart doesn't fibrillate and stop. I knew she must die, but I remembered where she was going. I remembered a time right after her stroke when she told us of a vision that she had. She saw a boy with brain cancer from her ward go through the veil. It was the night that she had her stroke after her surgery. She saw the light and saw the boy. He said goodbye to her, and she wanted to go as well, but she didn't. She watched him walk through the veil into that love that she saw. She felt the love. She said she couldn't be afraid to die because of that love. I know she's there now, I wrote. I feel it. I also wrote how my heart aches for myself and those of us who are not with her, where there is happiness beyond comprehension. For I know she is happy, but I only wish she could have stayed longer so we could enjoy her and she enjoy all the grandchildren. She loved them so much. I know they will miss her. The nurse said that the next 6 hours after she was brought in were critical, and confidentially, she doubted she would be alive the next day. But to me, she is already gone. I feel it, and I am peaceful. The next day, all of her brothers and sisters, except for her youngest sister and her husband, were there when they finally turned off all of the life-saving equipment. My dad offered a prayer, and by the time it was over, they turned the ventilator off, and within a minute, it was evident that her heart rate and blood pressure were dropping even more quickly. She took short, shallow breaths, and we watched the monitors go from 50 beats to 40, and from her blood pressure being in the 60s over 40s to 50s or 20s. We watched the numbers get lower and lower until she stopped breathing altogether, and the monitor lines were flat. She lost her color in her lips, and all the pink everywhere left. Everyone felt a definite warmth leave the room, her presence gone. But peace remained. It is a spiritual experience to be there when someone you love dies. It's a testimony builder. It was for me. When her spirit left her body, there was a distinct change, an emptiness that cannot be explained in any other way except that her spirit left, and all that remained was her body. The glove that housed her spirit, with nothing inside to move it ever again. It is beautiful and tragic, calm and crushing, peaceful and calamitous. And nothing could ever prepare you for it. Nothing could have prepared me for that my mom passed away. Nothing could prepare me for the devastation that I felt afterwards, the pain that I had in my physical body. I chose to come here on the temple grounds, where we learn that we will be forever together again someday. I know that I will see her again, and I have felt her spirit so many times helping me, speaking in my mind, my heart, telling me things that only she could have said. She left. She died at a time when I needed her more than I ever needed anyone in my life. At a time when she was desperately needed. She was my person, my confidant, my friend. My connection to reality. The person who loved me unconditionally, whom I could trust. My life forever changed in that moment that she died, and I will always remember her, but I know I will be with her again someday. Just as I know that the sun will rise in the morning and go down in the evening. Just as I know that God lives. I know I will see her again, and we will see our loved ones again. Until next time, keep on keeping on with God.